Yeah, yesterday in the evening, we got information that an unknown number of armed bandits had attacked Arabal village, which is in Baringo County, and made away with 50 heads of cattle. This info came from very many sources, including our own officers and even the Member of Parliament for Baringo South, actually called the CS. But in that area, we've got our officers, a good number of officers, actually had over 70 officers who had actually received information in good time and had led ambushes. So after the theft, they swung into action, and in the exchange of fire, some lives were lost. In fact, by yesterday, only one body had been confirmed. One of the thieves had been killed, and 2 cows were also shot dead. The 48 others were recovered and handed over to the owner. But due to the intensity of the gunfight, of course, we expected more fatalities because these people were firing relentlessly. They were so heavily armed, and therefore I'm not surprised that some more bodies were found in that particular place in the morning. Of course, you will hear people saying that we know this particular person, this particular person is a very good person. But in most cases, you don't know what people do undercover. There are people who do certain things on the sides which will not be very legal. You may vouch for somebody's character, but then you need to explain to us what he was doing in that particular place when that incident was happening, or what he was doing generally in that place and engaging police officers after that incident. And therefore, we are still going to carry out further investigations and actually establish where these people, for now, they remain unidentified, where they came from, so that we can get in touch with our next of kin. Number 2, we began our operation in Tiaty, Tiaty constituency, that's Baringo East, yesterday. Given what has been happening in that general area, especially Kapedo. Kapedo has been the epicenter, but generally the entire constituency is a disturbed constituency because we have got so many firearms and people are ready to use them to commit offenses. And therefore, yesterday, while we were carrying out that operation, of course, even our officers came under attack, and 4 of them were injured, not very serious injuries. One of them was seriously injured, actually was hit on the arm, and they were all ferried to hospital in the evening. Actually, they were arriving in Nakuru here, actually at past midnight, and they are currently receiving treatment. They're out of danger. We want to urge the people of Tiaty that they are considered if they believe that they can fight the government. Because they see police officers, they just start firing. They've got this belief that they can fight their way out of this atrocity they've been committing against other Kenyans. We want to tell them to just surrender, because the government objective for now is to ensure that we mop up all illicit firearms in the hands of civilians, and we are not going to stop until we get the last firearm. Number two, we want to arrest all the perpetrators of criminal activities in that area. It's organized crime syndicate in that area that appears to be well-funded, well-kitted, well-organized, such that we have people fighting police officers in a manner that you can only expect of organized and specialized military units. And therefore we are saying all these perpetrators and the people behind them are going to be arrested so they can face justice. As the CS put it correctly, we are going to look for them in whatever hideout they are going to be. We'll go there. Number three, of course, there are so many illegal, what we are calling illegal settlements, because people move from one particular area, they go and settle in another area where they live as if there is no government. You know that general Kapedo area, the Turkana East and Tiaty, there are some areas which are not settled at all. They're very remote. So you find people, they just go there like like a conquering army, and they live there where they commit all these crimes. They go and steal animals from all over the place and take them to those villages. So we are saying we are going to get rid of all those villages and reestablish sanity in that area. Of course, at some point, as we proceed, we are going to bring on board the county governments of Baringo and Turkana, because those areas are crying for attention in terms of facilities. We want to open up roads there and even have proper schools in that area and have water. We want to incorporate this community into the Kenyan family. You get a feeling that they're outside, not really fighting to come in, but they're fighting even to get more outside. So we want to bring them on board. So our request that fighting government is basically a futile exercise. What we'll achieve maybe in 20 days, we can achieve it in 2-3 days if they cooperate. We're not out there to settle scores or harass anybody or to kill anybody. We're just out there to do the right thing, so that people living in Tiaty can also start understanding that they live under Kenyan law. They don't have their own law out there. And we want to caution them that hiding behind livestock and firing at government officers will not stop officers from firing back. They're endangering their own animals. Has happened at least yesterday and the other day. Yeah, they fire very heavily, then they are taking cover behind animals, expecting that the officers will not shoot at them. Let them be warned that that will not deter our officers from engaging them and engaging them appropriately. So let us not risk and endanger the lives of our animals unnecessarily. Just surrender so that we can go to the table and talk. What are these issues that you think should be addressed? But don't expect the government to leave you roaming around in the villages. They're carrying firearms and intimidating and killing people. That one will not be accepted. We also want the leaders of that particular area that the CS was referring to, either to surrender to the authorities immediately, or we'll get them from wherever they are. I don't have even to name their names because they know themselves. Let them come out so that we process them. They tell us what they've been doing, because we have substantial information about some of the things that they've been doing, and they cannot act primitive when they're in Kapedo and then act sophisticated when they're in Nakuru. We will not take it. Today we recovered one at the site, but of course we're expecting many. Yeah, because there were so many bandits. They were fighting with officers in the evening, in the night. So what do you expect? So we were expecting more. And I suspect that these are part of, but we were going to check on them, because we had a culture where people just fight in the bushes, there some die, and then it's just like that. We want to go to the ground and actually check if there are more. Dialogue and force are not mutually exclusive. We can do both as we move.